Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing League, and I had the pleasure to be joined by Frank Smith. I mean, Galal Yafai turned on the heat in that fight. I don't think he gave Tommy Frank a second to breathe. Talk me through that one, mate.
Look, Galal Yafai is a special fighter. We've known it since the day we signed him. Olympic gold medalist, moved very quickly already, title fights in his debut. He's not far off from a world title fight, and he's a special talent. Tremendous performance from him, and massive future that we all knew was coming.
Definitely. How quickly? Eddie was mentioning kind of Quadras and Rungvisai there. Obviously, I imagine a few people might say it's too early. Are Quadras and Rungvisai too early for the next fight for Galal Yafai?
Look, I think he'd take on any challenge. He'd fight for a world title next. I think the key is to keep him active now. He's gone out there and he's trained for that, and he's done 2 minutes. So the key is for us to keep him active. The plan was always to get him out around November, December time. That would be the focus for us. But yeah, he will take those fights. He wants all the big fights, and I don't think he's far off from those.
Definitely. I do want to shout out, Pattinson Walker, Cyrus Pattinson, taking nothing away from Conor Walker, has been in two fights of the year this year. Unbelievable performance from Conor Walker, and even better decision by Graham Rutherford in that fight as well.
Yeah, look, what a fight. Respect to both of them. Conor Walker, a lot of people believed he could do it. They saw it as a tough fight, and but Cyrus, as you say, back-to-back, fight of the year contenders, and you have to respect both of them for what they went in there and gave us. The viewing that they gave us. It was a tremendous fight. I think we'll see the rematch of that fight, but congrats to Conor Walker. He deserves it. He's worked very hard for this moment, and a special fight tonight. And I think we all thought it would be a good fight, but not quite to that level. You had the Flynn-Kane Baker fight as well. And I think maybe Jordan Flynn should have got the decision there in that fight, but we'll see a trilogy there, I'm sure, between those two. It was an entertaining back and forth. I think Jordan Flynn looked much improved on his last performance against Kane Baker. Khalil Majid, a good win for him. I think the key is going to be with him is activity now. Be back out in the October 21 Liverpool card. Sol Dakers, another good win. He's there's interesting times in the heavyweight division, especially for British heavyweights. So we'll see what happens next with him. And then a stacked undercard as well. Before the bell was brilliant. Aaron Bowen in a hard fight, and a great win for Aaron Bowen as well tonight. The trainers. I don't get it myself, mate. Aaron Bowen, yeah, tough fight, but he showed the level he's at, and he wants to move quickly. Ibrahim Suleiman, another good, his debut tonight, a great win. Sahil Khan, Muhammad Ali looked so good tonight as well at such a young age. And I think the great thing about tonight's show as well is seeing such a great turnout for all of these fighters. You had fighters selling 300, 400, 500 tickets on there, and it means we'll be coming back to Birmingham often. Because with followings like that, I think it's only going to get bigger and bigger.
Definitely. I do love these next gen cards. I don't have to tell you that, mate. But yeah, it was a packed house for the before the bell. It was incredible. I do want to move on to kind of your Monaco show. I did a bit of digging on this, and I think a location where the event's supposed to be taking place released kind of the event thing, and then they quickly deleted it. Is Joe Cordina headlining that card, and is it on November the 4th?
The show's on November the 4th, yep. Joe Cordina, discussions for him to headline the fight, yes, at the casino on November the 4th, correct.
Perfect. And it looks like a world title double header with Siva Notchinga defending his light flyweight title, Ali Guzman too, and then Sonny Sissoko as well.
That could be the plan, mate. You may have come into something there, but let's see. Anything can change in this game.
Definitely. Well, we look forward to seeing that one, mate. I do want to move on to the September 30 date. Yeah. Obviously, you weren't mentioning anything to Joe Pugh there, but I'm going to try and get a few bits out of you. Could that be kind of a world title double header on that day, featuring maybe Ellie Scotney with a voluntary defence, and then potentially Jordan Thompson slipping into a cruiserweight world title fight?
I don't know. We'll have to see. It's for brains bigger than mine who will be working on September 30 over this weekend. But September 30 is the date we are aiming for. News very soon, announcement very soon. So let's see, but could be those names, maybe, let's see.
Perfect. Well, I look forward to seeing that one.
See, but there's a taller version of me, a better looking one down there. He gives a lot more away. I've got to give him, his credit.
I'm going to try and get it out of him in a minute, mate. I do want to move on to Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder. Obviously you had talks with with the Saudi team, obviously at the beginning of the week. Could we see that fight with the working date as January 13, or are we too far off that kind of date, finalised date?
I think there's still work to be done. You know, January is probably the favourite for that fight, but still work to be done to deliver it. Hopeful that we can get there with it. You know, as we've obviously had positive discussions. I believe everyone wants it. So let's see how things play out, you know. But January time is what we're looking at for sure.
Perfect. I do want to move on to Devin Haney versus Regis Prograis, obviously for the WBC Super Lightweight title. Dan Raphael reported that kind of the zone want to put that on pay-per-view. Is there any truth to that at all?
Discussions are still all ongoing for the fight currently. You know, the fight's not set and made yet. One thing we've been working on is awaiting the NBA fixtures, which have just come out, to then finalise the exact date and venue. But still work to be done on that fight. Some news soon, I'm sure, will follow.
Perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to that one. And you did win the purse bid for obviously Sharky Foster versus Rocky Hernandez. Could that land in October in Mexico?
That's our aim for sure. Yeah, we're working on some date. We're just finalising a few dates at the minute, but that's definitely the aim, is to get that fight out in October.
Perfect. Is October 13 one of those dates?
It was a potential. I think it's unlikely though it falls on that date. You know, you got the the big KSI, Tommy Fury, Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis show that weekend. But it's a date we looked at, but I think it's unlikely it falls that date.
Perfect. And my final one, mate. Skye Nicolson versus Sabrina Perez for WBC interim title. Where could that fight land? Obviously, I know it was kind of teased before Skye's last fight as well. Where could that fight land?
I think we're just slotting the last few sort of undercard fights out across the next sort of 6 to 8 weeks. Potential in the US for that one, maybe Mexico as well. We're just figuring it out right now.
Perfect, Frank Smith. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
Enjoy your holidays.
Cheers, pal.